2009. 18 candidates. You decide. The Mayor's Race with John Earling.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Race with John Earling. I have with me here today another candidate for mayor. His name is Paul Tay. Paul, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a wonderful pleasure to see you again.
Thank you. A little bit about your background, your professional background. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. My first accomplishment that I'm really, really proud of is back in 1971-ish. I actually pledged allegiance to the flag of the United States as an elementary school. And those are some of the things I'm proud of. And another thing, the reason I'm proud of that is because I'm actually from Rangoon, Burma. If you guys have heard about Rangoon, Burma, we don't get to do things like this. You know, some of the stuff that I've said, out in public, we get plugged in the head for.
Let me say, in 71, is that when you became a citizen? Is that what you're saying?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I came to the States, actually.
And became a citizen.
Right, that was in Leon Elementary School. And believe it or not, I was actually accepted into the U.S. Marine Corps Officer Candidate School. And in all of 5 weeks back in 1989, that changed my life. That really made me who I am today. And some of the things that a lot of folks out there have done, that have seen me do. Okay, because the Marine Corps is a beautiful thing. They have an incredible...
Okay, so you were in the Marine Corps?
I was in the U.S. Marines Officer Candidate School.
In 89?
In 89,
and
right.
That changed your life?
That changed my life. That was all of 5 weeks, and I didn't get to stay long enough. That was before the Gulf War. And the reason why I saw that as an incredible life changer is because their management structure. And I intend to apply some of that management structure to the mayor's office. Okay, if you guys ever been in the Marine Corps, it's basically a fire team of 4, squad leader, 3 other guys flanking, and that's the way I believe that the city ought to be run.
Right.
It's very efficient, and I'm a Democrat, and I urge all Republicans, grassroots populist Republicans out there, to vote Tay if you actually want, if you want a grassroots candidate out there, because what we have right now, what I'm going up against is a Kathy Taylor clone, a very liberal Kathy Taylor clone with a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
let me ask some of these other questions. By the way, a lot of people do know you, Paul Tay.
Absolutely.
From your riding, you've been riding your bicycle?
Absolutely, and that's my health care plan, by the way. Like a lot of folks out there, I really don't believe that the government will be able to do this job. So we've got to take responsibility for our own self. And my health care plan is on 2 wheels. And I want to get back to what I intend.
Then that's when you wore a Santa Claus suit. Why did you wear the Santa Claus suit when you did all that?
Well, it's a safety device. Because
so that nobody would hit you.
Absolutely. When you're on a bike, if you are seen, if you are visible, you've got 99% of the war won. Because when you ride a bike and something that's seen, the motorists have got 2 choices. They can either slow down, make the lane change, and go around, or they can make my day. And I'm right 100% because I'm sitting right here.
Right. So what is the scope of the mayor's job? What do you think it's all about?
Well, the scope of the mayor's job is to carry out the wishes of the voters and work with the city council. And this past year, I've actually been working with the city council on a very, to a lot of people, a very innocuous proposal to encourage more bicycling. We got that bicycling resolution through. Okay, we are now talking about bicycling issues in the Tulsa Transportation Advisory Board. Not only on top of that, I'm uniquely qualified to carry out Tulsa Metro Chamber's one voice legislative agenda calling for more bicycling and walking and more infill in the city of Tulsa. Why do we need more infill? Because guess what, John? Infill is the future of city of Tulsa sales tax. Okay. In the first 100 days, I have already drafted an executive order.
I was going to ask you that.
Absolutely.
First 100 days, what are you going to do?
Absolutely, I'm way ahead of you.
Yes, you are.
There's actually a draft memo to appropriate city officials within the urban planning department to direct them to revamp Title 42. What the heck is Title 42? That's the zoning code. that zoning code has been holding the business community back all these years from profitable infill development. That's why we don't have a downtown worth talking about. That's why we are having so much conflicts between neighborhood associations and developers. We need to revamp Title 42, the zoning code, so that it creates the regulatory environment for profitable infill development. And within that zoning code, we got to talk about transit corridor zoning. There is the Downtown Master Plan. There's a plan out there called the Downtown Master Plan that has an 18,000 foot alignment between 23rd and Jackson through Crosby Heights neighborhood, through the Jazz Depot, terminating at Fintube. We don't have the money to put the rail lines right now, but what we can do without any cost to the city or what, so we can actually create the software, the regulatory environment to get that.
To leave that there right now. Well, we can talk more about that later.
Absolutely.
You think Mayor Taylor's been a good mayor?
Well, she's gotten a lot of positive right now. Okay, everybody that's hooking up with her, my opponent, he is a Mayor Taylor, Kathy Taylor clone. On his website, he supports everything that Mayor Taylor has done.
And who's your opponent?
That would be Tom Adelson. Apparently he's got on his website that he supports everything that Mayor Taylor has done. Okay, she's getting a lot of negatives right now, and it's not. And we've talked about the whole idea of strong mayor form of government versus weak mayor form of government in this town. It's not the problem with the system; it's the problem with the person.
Yeah.
She couldn't handle the heat with the city council. Look, there is no controversy with the mayor doesn't have to have a controversy with the city council. It's called the great American democracy, hard at work. Either you get used to it or you leave to some place like Burma where they can do whatever they do to you, where the government can do whatever to you. This is simply an honest, healthy debate, and I have gotten along with city council this whole year. I haven't exactly gotten everything through, but I proposed some new stuff, and we're working on it as we go along in a tactful, respectable manner.
Right. Do you think it makes a difference whether somebody's a Democrat or Republican in the mayor's race?
Well, I think there's something to be said for party politics. Potholes are not Democrat-Republican issues, but as somebody pointed out, that the parties actually make the difference because it first of all, it vets people out. It vets their party politics. I'm a Democrat, and you know what? I happen to believe that the efficient government is a smaller government. We've got a sales tax shrinkage right now. What we've got to do is we've got to start looking at what Flint, Michigan is starting to do, is shrink government. Okay, the more efficient government is a smaller government, and that's where my Marine Corps training comes in. They got us to do it with what you got, with 3 other guys, and get the job done.
I wonder, the audience is probably wondering why you left the Marine Corps.
Well,
if you were there for 5 weeks, why did you leave it?
Well, in the Officer Candidate School, they gave us a choice to leave, and for various personal reasons. I was actually married at the time, and my wife at the time was not a military person, and there were some issues with that. And in looking back at it, those 5 weeks as E5, MOS Bravo 11 was the most incredible thing.
I bet it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy, but it was very rewarding.
Yeah.
And I got to see a part of American life, like everything else that I've done since 2002,
right,
that most folks never will ever see.
Yeah. Well, I applaud you for going through those 5 weeks. I'm sure they weren't easy. I applaud you now for running for mayor of the city of Tulsa and giving us some of your time of your busy schedule.
Okay, you look great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it very much.
You bet.
More coming up here on the Mayor's Race with John Earling in a moment.